produce more heat, shocks proteins for stress resilience. So again, it's just like, and that, to me, that just goes into just being, we're just messing around right now saying about like, oh, welcome back to this show. Remember how Gary Vee used to say that?
Yeah.
And Gary Vee fans here would say that his daily views funny episode. Ears, your eyeballs for those watching on YouTube. Hopefully you guys are doing well, staying blessed, and not too stressed. Right?
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate your guys' ears, your eyeballs for those watching on YouTube. Hopefully you guys are doing well, staying blessed, and not too stressed, right? I think that's gonna be my next like opening with that. Just you're too blessed to be stressed.
Yeah, instead of always asking me how I'm doing, right?
Right.
We're just messing around there right now, saying about like, oh, welcome back to the show. Remember how you said Gary Vee used to say that?
Yeah.
Any Gary Vee fans here, you'd say that in his daily view. It was funny how he said it.
I can't replicate that though. There's no way.
Well, that's Gary Vee.
Absolutely. All right, so guys, today we're going to be talking about how we sustained a six-figure online health and fitness coaching business for over 6 years. So we're going to take it way back, rewind the clock, go back in time, throw it back, however we want to call it, throwback Thursday type of stuff, and really just talk to you guys about the ins and outs of how we sustained a six-figure online health and fitness coaching business for over 6 years with Dynamic Duo Training. That was our first business, and a lot of you guys will get a lot of value out of this because some of you guys are in the early stages of building your coaching business, some of you guys are in the intermediate, some of you guys are in the advanced, and if you guys want to play the long game like we did with that, I think over 6 years, that's pretty respectable. You guys will get a lot of takeaways from this. But before we get into this discussion, so a couple housekeeping / announcements for you guys. If you are a health and fitness coach and you are starting off your business, you are looking to build the business and even scale the business online, but you're running into some issues or some struggles, there's some kinks to work out, maybe there's some gaps to fill, maybe you're not reaching those income brackets like you guys should on a month-to-month basis, then guys, take us up on a free 15-minute brainstorming call. It's free, there's no obligations. I promise you, leave your credit cards at home. We're not gonna sit there and sell you guys. We're loose guys, we're chill guys. We just wanna add value to you guys, ask some questions, see where these gaps are, and really just see if you're a good fit and if we can help you in our coaching program, okay? So you got nothing to lose by that. So hit pause real quick on this. Go to the show notes, click the 15-minute brainstorming call link in the show notes, pick a date and time, and let's chat. Also, the next one is if you're new to the show, we do have a fee to the show. You don't have to Venmo us or PayPal us, I promise that, or any Zelle, Cash App stuff. All we're asking is for you guys to leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. That helps us get to the, reach different algorithm charts, reach more listeners, and we want to reach more people and help them with this podcast. So please, guys, we appreciate that so much. It only takes a minute. Or just share this out on Instagram, Facebook, tag us in it at Chris and Eric Martinez. That's the fee. If you guys didn't find value in it, no worries, maybe the next show.
All right, man, that sucks. I'm not sharing it.
Ah, man, that's messed up. All right.
You sound like winded after that whole entire thing right
Let's
there.
dig into it. I mean, that's like 3 minutes of talking.
Gosh, I know.
Jeez.
Damn. I would fast forward you if I was listening.
That's why they have fast forward buttons. I do it sometimes too in podcasts, no worries. No harm.
Oh, that's good stuff. All right, let's get into this. So how we sustained a six-figure online health and fitness coaching business for 6 years, right? So yeah, like Eric said, let's take it back real quick so you guys get some context. So we started off as personal trainers from 2009, 2011 at a small mom and pop's gym called, what was it? Warehouse Fitness?
Yeah.
Roanoke Park, California, right, for 2 years. Then right there, like on the cusp of maybe October, November 2010, we started going online, right? Because we had a coach, Dr. Lenore, we saw what he was doing, we saw where the puck was going, so that's when we started off. So, we did that till basically the end of 2010, till about early 2018, solid 8 years, right? But we weren't really profitable until about 2013, right? So that's why I said how we sustained a multiple six-figure business for 6 years, because it wasn't 8 years, right? And I just want to be clear and honest with that, right? So that's kind of a little timeline of where we were at, right? Now, look, around 2015, 2016, that was like when we had like our highest years, right? That's when we got into like the multiple six figures of like, 20K months and all that stuff, right? Getting to six figures wasn't that hard. We just made a lot of mistakes, right? And we didn't have enough mentorship and enough people guiding us to be 100% real. That's why we have our program called Accelerator, because we're trying to accelerate people to 10K months, right? Not make as much mistakes, pain, agony, time, frustration, all that stuff that we had, right, in those 2 years. So that's basically some context of the background of like where we're going to be going, like with this show and this episode. Okay, now why we got to that point around 2014, that really kind of scaled the business of multiple six figures, was because we stopped focusing on just being exercise and nutrition coaches. Okay, the exercise and nutrition coaches deliver value, but again, remember that value ladder that we teach, right? It's not a tremendous amount of value. It's not solving major problems, right? So what we started doing was we became more skilled, became more valuable, and solved bigger problems within the health and fitness coaching, which was dynamic duo training. What we called this was the new era of fitness, right? And the new era of fitness was 5 components. It was mindset coaching, lifestyle coaching, flexible nutrition coaching, flexible exercise coaching, and personal development coaching as well too. Those are the 5 elements that made it the new era of fitness. So because of that, in my opinion, is we became more valuable, more skilled, and solved bigger problems. What would you say? Would you say that was one of the big reasons, or what's another reason maybe that we really kind of started taking off in the business in those years?
Well, I think it was simple. We gave a shit. We cared. We built what's called an integrity-filled business, which this is what I teach our coaches now. Is that it's important. You have to have integrity. You have to stand by your core values. You have to, push for excellence. There has to be honor every single day that's showing up as a coach, as a business owner, as a leader. You have to fulfill all those different areas, and I think we did that extremely well. And we did that, because again, we do have a big heart, and we want to care. We're natural givers. We want to see people succeed, and that's what it took, and it just, to us, by doing that, right, once we implemented, the tools for people to get, educate on exercise, nutrition, and get results that they were chasing. Once you saw that, that was icing on the cake.
Yeah.
But they trusted us, and we took a general interest too on like who they are as people, their family, their interests, and we built relationships. Right? Coaching is about building relationships, like trustworthy relationships,
Right.
and a lot of people don't realize that that's not taught like in textbooks and certification programs, and we did that very, very well.
Yeah.
So that led to referral after referral, word of mouth, to where it's like we didn't even have to do any type of marketing or advertising.
Right, paid advertising,
Yeah.
I think that, right? Yeah. So that was one of the biggest reasons, guys, that, 2014, we really started kind of taking off in that business and getting it to multiple six figures, and we were able to sustain it for like 6 total years, over 6 figures, right? And it was, like I said, at the end of the day, it was, what Eric said, giving a shit, right? And building those relationships, but it was also because we became more skilled, valuable, and solved bigger problems. So I want you guys to just really think about this going forward in your own business. Is how do you become more skilled? How do you become more valuable? And how do you solve bigger problems like within this health and fitness coaching game, right? Because that's what it comes down to. If you guys want to make more income, create more impact, and have more of that independence, right? So I'm going to give you guys some ideas of what I would do if I was like a health and fitness coach right now, and how I would add more value, become more skilled, and solve bigger problems, okay? So we'll bounce back like on some of these right here.
Mm-hmm.
If and I'm telling Coach Eric because there's notes here obviously that I have, because these things are a little bit technical. So if there's anything here you don't understand, just tell me, because I'm the one that wrote these notes.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to be really technical with you guys on this because I want to help you guys, and I want you guys to really understand why I would go back and kind of master these skill sets and add these in my deliverables and to solve problems for people, okay? To have more income, impact, and sustain a business. The very first one, what I would do is I would start researching and becoming more skilled in the area of what's called earthing, grounding, and being outdoors more, right? You guys got to think about it, man. We live in a freaking box when you guys think about it, and we are completely disconnected from the planet, right? So it's how can you somehow in your training program become the person where you do more outdoor workouts, right? Maybe there's something with earthing or grounding as well in there, right? Another thing that's this real science heavy word called photobiomodulation. That's a fancy term for what means exposed to infrared light, sunlight, and natural light, okay? There's lots of benefits to being outside and with this photobiomodulation. how do you become the coach where you get really good and skilled at this area and you incorporate this into like your training program, right? And get people outside of their box, because most people spend their times in an office, working from home, in an apartment, at home, and it's just a small little box.
I know, my bad. I know you're probably like, dude, why did you do that? Just really quick, and we'll be back to that video. I just want you to join our free Facebook group community for health and fitness coaches looking to get more online clients. So just click the link below in the description box, join it absolutely free. We got some cool stuff in there, a lot of videos, we do live trainings every couple of months on there. And we got some cool freebies on there. So just make sure to click the link below, join our free Facebook group for health and fitness coaches that want to level up and get more online clients to create more income, impact, influence, independence. Back to the video.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're isolated.
Yep.
Yeah. The second one would be thermal regulation. So again, that could be just, stressors of heat. That's just, doing more exercise in heat with extra clothing, saunas, hot tubs. I mean, there's probably some more things you can do. I just can't think of that are coming to mind. So anything that causes the body to produce more heat shocks proteins for stress resilience. So again, it's just, and again, that to me, that just goes into just being more uncomfortable, right? Just putting your body through a little bit more stress than normal. Yeah. And another thing too, right, with thermal regulation is exposing the body to cold thermogenesis, right? You guys always hear about like, oh, start the morning off and shock your body by doing like an ice bath or just like taking a cold shower or something like that, right? So you guys can do that. There's cryotherapy, there's cold pull workouts, helps with fat loss and glucose stabilization as well too. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into thermal regulation, and I wish I would have learned more about this and been more on top of this as well too, just better educated.
Yeah, something like what I'm doing is I'm taking a walk midday. I have a reminder on my phone around 12 or 1 when it's hot and it's uncomfortable, right? Especially right now in the summer, it's 100 degrees, and I do it for like 10 minutes. I'm not out there for hours, right? But at least it gives my body, some of this like thermal regulation. And then I don't have an ice bath, so what I do in the morning is I take a 20-second like very cold shower. Right, but at least I'm getting some of these benefits in here, Yeah. And again, your clients are paying for a feeling, also an experience. So, in my opinion, if you are a really good coach where you understand training and nutrition, and if you can do something with outdoor stuff and then thermal regulation, think about that experience and like that feeling they're going to get when they do those type of workouts and they look at like, man, my coach put this together for me. This is like my structured routine and program that I'm following for 8 to 12 weeks. Yeah. You become more valuable, man. You know what I mean? It's like, this is something they're going to talk about, right? Instead of just being like, oh, here's your exercise program, go to a gym. Here's your nutrition program, put your meals together. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the third thing is water and minerals. I wish I would have dug deeper on this, right? And just specifically the filtration and the sources of water, where it's coming from, right? And minerals such as electrolytes, salts used throughout the day. I wish I would have like delved a little bit deeper into like water and minerals, and I could have sat there and carved a little niche where I'm like, okay, I'm the guy that knows about more water and minerals, right? And I could have had like maybe some affiliation like products with water and minerals as well too, where I could have created another income stream as well too, right? So that's another idea, get into water and minerals, right? Okay.
Yeah. So then another idea would have been just better sleep hygiene. I mean, I think back when we did a lot of coaching, we did have like a whole PDF sheet and tip sheet on sleep. Just like the importance of sleep and some like scientific data, but I don't think there was enough application with it. Not enough step-by-step stuff for people just to take action on. So something you guys can consider doing as coaches, right? Is just like, give suggestions on cold temperatures in room. Sleep dark in rooms, like just black out the lights. Yeah. Put that on like your guys' like windows, drapes, where it blacks the light, that blacks out the whole room. Be more silent in your sleep. Use just melatonin protocols, right? Melatonin is really good to help you get to sleep. If you, not saying to abuse it, but it's like you could use that for like 30 days, right? And just get your body to that state where it's sleeping which is uninterrupted sleep, and then cycle off it. Another thing is, I would say pair it with like CBD.
No, you don't have to do all of that.
Oh, you don't?
You have to get into all that. That was a protocol I put.
Oh, I got you.
But you don't have to get into that. But
okay. And I would say too, but even too, like just turn off your phones.
Yeah,
exactly. Don't be on the computer late at night. Don't be on your phones. Use blue blocker glasses.
100%.
That's going to help with like just melatonin in the brain.
100%.
Things like that. I mean, there's a lot of great tips on sleep hygiene.
Just think about this, dude. Let's think about this. What if you were like a coach and you became like a sleep hygiene expert, and you're like, you had a client and you're like, I want you to, FaceTime me or send me pictures of your room, and you go in there and you kind of like, teach them like how to blacken out the room. You figure out what the temperature is, right? You tell them a cold temperature to sleep in. all these different things that you could really just like, pimp their room in a sense, right? Think about more how the experience and how much more valuable, right? And the outcome, you're solving a huge problem. If people can't sleep, man, that's a huge problem to solve, right?
They're going to eat like crap and they're not going to want to sit there and train.
Exactly. This next one right here is stress management, right? This is one I wish I would have delved into more, especially now, man. Like this is huge, guys. If you guys can dig into like stress management, a huge kind of like thing that's coming up with like apps and stuff is a monitor, HRV, which is heart rate variability. I don't know enough about it, but I'm sure there's something with that, guys, that's promising. I know there's some data on it. I know there is, right? And I'm sure there's some products and stuff that you could, again, have an affiliation with and pair that up in your guys' coaching and create another income stream if you guys become like the stress management like niche or go-to person, okay? Another thing is like breath work, right? Just box breathing, Wim Hof breathing, all those type of things. Like learn those type of things and pass those on to you guys as like clients, because they can go to YouTube and stuff like that, but they want to hear it from you. They're hiring you to like teach them this type of stuff, right?
Absolutely. The next one would be just the ability to read labs. That's a huge skill set and a value add. I mean, so many people, if you could say, I'm a coach, I know, go get your blood work done, let me look at your major hormones, see what's going on, see what you're deficient in, and I can sit there and turn around and read those labs and go over it with you like on a Zoom call. Whew. That's a huge piece of value to add and just, even charge a higher premium for. So that's just something to take in consideration. I don't know how to read labs. That's something I wish I would have gone back and probably learned how to do that skill set.
Exactly. Remember we had Eric Bustillo. He was an RD on staff. So we had him, as our person to read labs, right, and give us the feedback. Absolutely. And our clients love that, but I wish we would have got educated.
Yeah, and that's where, too, you could team up with somebody, right? Just think outside the box, guys. Like, there's people that are local to where you can team up and have them read labs for your guys' clients and just, do like a commission split or something, work out kind of like how that'd work in a business sense.
Yep. And then what we're working on right now is a partnership with this company called Merrick Health, and we're gonna bring this to the accelerator program very soon, to where it's like the students can have this like lab type of like analysis option for their coaching business, right? Think about that value add-on to tell like their clients, I have a lab analysis background, I have this option or this tool. It gets sent to the client's house. They take their labs right there in a kit. They send it back to the lab, and then the coach learns how to read those, right, and give them back like kind of like what their results are, right? So that's what we're working on right now with our program, the Accelerator students. The last thing on here, guys, is just more education and customization with supplementation. Again, the supplement business is like $1 billion industry. I'm not saying you guys got to hammer home supplements to you guys as clients. That wasn't our style. But here's what I do know is clients will buy a bunch of BS supplements, whether you tell them or not, and you can save them money there, right? And number two is you can educate them to really take some effective supplementation in their protocol, tie those into their diet, right? And again, there's a lot of money to be made as a coach to where you guys can have an affiliation too with a supplement program. That's what we're doing right now with our accelerator program. It's called Prestige Labs. It's one of the most like prestige type of like affiliate programs for gym owners and health and fitness coaches. We're bringing that to the accelerator because we want our students to have another income stream, and we know that their clients are going to buy supplements no matter what they tell them, right? They just are. And then why would they tell them to go buy it at GNC or go buy it on bodybuilding.com or a vitamin shop if they can buy it through their affiliate program, right, and educate them and have a really good customization protocol with their supplementation for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So guys, just to kind of pair this all up, like we just gave you guys so many ideas where you guys can become more valuable, more skilled, and solve bigger problems. So again, it can be mindset coaching, lifestyle coaching, obviously the staples of flexible, like or nutrition coaching, exercise programming, personal development. You have to know that as well too, because when they go through this process and they're getting results, they're actually developing themselves as a person. They really are, right? The second thing is, earthing, grounding, being outdoors. What we talked about, thermoregulation, right, with this a combination of heat and cold, water and minerals, sleep hygiene, stress management, the ability to read lab results, and then more education and customization with supplementation.
All right. A lot of good ideas. So guys, go take action on some of those. But other than that, if you are, like I said earlier in the beginning, if you're struggling to, see how to add more value into your coaching model, and again, just you want to play the long game in your health and fitness coaching business like we did, take us up on a 15-minute brainstorming call. Like I said, just go to the show notes, click the link there, schedule a date and time, and let's chat it up. But other than that, thank you guys so much for your guys' eyes, your ears on YouTube, your eyes on YouTube and your ears here. And guys, keep up the great work, keep changing lives out there, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.